Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Letter Archive, a place where the past still speaks. I'm your host, Rachel, and each week we open a piece of history, one letter at a time. In this episode, we explore the Dooley collection, a music teacher in Alabama writing to her love interest in Arkansas. These letters date from 1922 to 1925. So get cozy and listen closely. The past is speaking to you. The following are real letters from the Dooley collection.
August 8th, 1922. Van Buren, Arkansas. YWCA Camp, Mount Vista. Tuesday afternoon. Dear Jess, it might be possible for you to get this before you leave for Fort Smith. If so, all right. We wouldn't at all object to seeing you while here if you want to come. We have nothing to do in the afternoon from 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock, but we have a class in the evening and have to go to bed at 10 o'clock. A crowd of us are in Van Buren now. Walked. Marion Stewart is coming after us in the car tomorrow, so we won't have to walk. We are having oodles of fun, but who said I didn't take time to write to you? Dooley, Hartford, Arkansas. November 19th, 1922. Dearest Jess, this is foolish now, isn't it? This letter is being written to please you, and it's my little mite to keep the blues away. Mother and Liz have gone to church, but the others 3 are staying at home with me because I am sick. It is rumored that the Ku Klux is going to visit the Methodist church, but even that didn't interest me. You are not a bit nice to talk to over the phone, especially when I am at Marie's, and especially when you insist on knowing what I was doing. We were indulging in the most interesting 5-handed game of rook when Uncle Dave called me. He came for me. But maybe he won't disinherit me if he did realize what we were doing. You have missed a very good show for being out of town this week. I know because I went every night except Monday night. That doesn't sound like I have been or am sick, does it? Well, am not, but just full of misery. For more reasons than one. I've been living on cough drops all week. Some diet? Sissy thinks she is even with me now because she has just read this epistle while I was out of the room. Had a letter from Mrs. Leftwich today, and she said, "Send Mr. Ridyard. My best regards. I wish I could sell him a quilt." Do you remember how she worried over those WMS quilts last year? As soon as Arden and his wife get back to Magazine, they are going to be given a reception at the Leftwiches. She insists that I come for it, but of course I shall not go. You didn't ask for a whole volume of nonsense, so I guess I'd better quit writing. So hurry up and come home because it seems like a young century since we have seen you. Always, Dooley. August 6, 1923. Monday, a.m. in Billingsley, Alabama. Dearest Jess, this is the 3rd attempt I have made at writing. And I don't want to write near half as much as I want to see you. If I could talk to you now, you'd be surprised. Of course we are having a lovely visit. I have enjoyed every minute of it. But I had no idea when we left home that I would be so busy all the time. Mother has so many friends out here that there is someone here all of the time. Since we have been here, we have stayed at but one place more than one night. Have already been to Birmingham and Haleyville. Please hurry up and ask me to come on home, or I may decide to stay at Haleyville. Really, I did like the place very much and would like to teach there. As yet, I have not given them my answer. Had a letter from Beatrice the other day, and she said that she was going to have to look elsewhere for her car rides, as you had not been to see her yet. Now I am sure you are behaving beautifully. Well, so am I. You just save your gas till I get home. Nearly all of us out here have Fords, and the roads are pretty good. Wonder if it has rained in Hartford since we left. It has rained here every day, just enough to keep things cooled off, and the weather has been quite pleasant. Has your mother come home yet? Have you moved to Fort Smith? Don't you see there are lots of things you could have written me if you had only wanted to write? I have just finished a letter to Clara and Susie and found that my pen was dry. Really, I don't like to write to you with a pencil. but neither do I want to go to town for ink. You won't mind this time, will you, if I promise not to do it again? We have not seen Lula yet. She was home Sunday before we came Monday. Her sister and brother were home for this weekend, and I like them as well as I do Lula. We are going out in the country this afternoon to spend a week, and next Sunday we are going to Montgomery. I can always get mail from Billingsley. I have seen more watermelons since I have been here than ever before, and I have decided that I like them. They are better here than in Arkansas. A lot of relatives have stopped to see us since I started this, and I am going to have to stop if I mail this afternoon. Love, Dooley, Billingsley, Alabama. August 27, 1923. Dearest Jess, you don't know how glad I was to get your letter last Saturday. It had followed me to Montgomery, Selma Plantersville, out on the route, and I didn't get it until I came back here. I have always had such a hard time getting a letter from you that I prize them highly when they do come. And you have moved to Fort Smith. I don't know whether I am glad or sorry. I'm sure it must have been a big job. Now, of course, you will high-tone all of your Hartford friends. That is so much like you, isn't it? But that will be all right with me because I will not be in Hartford for a while anyway. I have accepted the place at Haleyville. The nearer the time comes for Mother to go home, the worse I want to go. And when I think of having to give up my sweet kids at home, it nearly breaks my heart. School starts at Haleyville next Monday, but I have to be there Saturday a.m. for a faculty meeting. So you see, I will have to leave here in a few days. I'm ready to go back to work, however, as I am tired of running around. When I was visiting Lula, I met a girl who has a friend who is going to teach at Haleyville. Yesterday I had a letter from this girl, Miss Williams from Wetumpka, Alabama, and she wants us to make the trip together and be roommates after we get there. It was nice of her to write, and I do hope I like her. Mother says she is not going home until I have been at Haleyville a week. She thinks I won't get any pupils and will be ready to go home with her. Isn't she encouraging? She is going back by Conway, but I don't know whether she will go through Fort Smith or not. As yet, I've given no demonstrations of my forward knowledge. The roads I've been over lately are entirely too rough for me to attempt driving, and it seems hard to drive through to the sand. The roads in Montgomery County, where Lula lives, are wonderful. We almost lived in cars the whole time. Saturday, I enjoyed a 10-mile drive in a wagon, as a result of which I have a blistered neck and 2 blistered arms. But it all goes through life anyway. And I'm not missing anything. I broke my pearls while I was in Selma last week. Now don't get suspicious. I was walking down Broad Street one afternoon with a cousin when the accident happened. I'm going to have them restrung when I go through Birmingham next Friday. I'd much rather wait and give you the job if you will come here to do it. Why not? Listen, you have been talking about taking a vacation. Why not come to Haleyville to see me instead of going to New Mexico or wherever it was? Of course, you might do both in a month's time. I think that would be just so lovely, don't you? However, I do want to see you an awful lot, and I'll have to wait until Christmas if you don't do that. We are going to Clanton tomorrow to spend the day with Mother's only living aunt and uncle. Then I am going to Lula's again, and from there to work. I'll write soon as I get to Haleyville, only you don't need to wait for my address before you answer. Always, Dooley, Alabama. Dearest Clara Marie, as you see, I am here and have no street address, so tell everybody to write to me. G.D.O. We are terribly disappointed that you are not going to teach here. We haven't anyone for your place or for 5th grade yet, and school starts tomorrow. If you had only remained, I believe you could have held them up for more money. I left Billingsley Thursday a.m., and it was to just the same people, but there are absolutely wonderful visitors. The fellow I went with when I was there before had left, but the fellow from Arkansas asked for a date, and of course he got one. He, Mr. and Mrs. Robertson, Carson and his girl, and Ermine for a chaperone, and myself went to Montgomery to a show. Enjoyed it lots and got back at 11:30. Carson has bought himself a Ford since I was there. Mr. Harper presented me with a lovely big box of candy that night, and I surely was glad. Have some of it yet. Left Friday a.m. for Birmingham. Met Miss Williams at Elmore, and we had our trip together. She is a blonde with bobbed hair and rather tall and pretty. Bessie met us, took us to lunch, and entertained us till train time, 4 o'clock. Without any excitement, we arrived in Haleyville at 8:25 Friday p.m. There is a school in South Haleyville for first 4 grades, and she's to teach there. And we could not be roommates. There are 2 teachers in that school, and I girls in Mr. Pitt's in North Haleyville, where I am. 4 of us stay at the same place just back of Baptist Church, and it is just across the street from the schoolhouse. There are twins staying here, 2 of the teachers, from Georgia. They are very sweet, but don't look like twins, because one has bobbed hair and the other has not. My roommate is Nana McDuffie, and I like her very much. She is from Sullivan, Alabama. All of us here are the same age. We met 2 young men that were very nice, but I think there are not many here. To my sorrow, of course. This morning I went with Miss M to the Methodist SS, and she came back to Baptist Church with me. The twins are Presbyterians and Fosters are Methodist. A 3 weeks revival was started at the Baptist Church today, and I'm glad because it will at least give us somewhere to go. Listen, honey bunch, it would delight me more than tongue can tell if you would get me some things here before next sun. My hats, please. I haven't a new one, and you know it is rather late for summer ones. You might send my fur piece, hair receiver, baby hen clock, 2 musical dictionaries, biographies of musicians, the one in my set of books and that large brown-back book. Send any clothes that you think I might like to have, and I have a few new teaching pieces and study books that I'd like to have. In fact, there is so much that I'll have to let you use your judgment, 'cause I can't name everything. I was thinking you might send this much in 2 hat boxes. I know this will be an awful lot of trouble to you, but I surely will appreciate it. I'll return postage, dear. You remember the list of names I made out who owed me? I'll give you half of it if you will collect for me. What do you say? I know I'm leaving out a lot that I wanted to say, but I'll have to make another try at it. Tell all my kids that it breaks my heart to give them up. J.L.H. 6th, 1923. Dearest Jess, guess Haleyville isn't such a big place as I thought it was. Our streets are named all pretty and nice, but it isn't necessary for a street address on my letters. Now you can write to me, can't you? Just think I have been here since last Friday night. It seems ages. At the present I have 24 pupils, and I believe that I will like both my work and the town very well. I have a lovely place to board. Wonder if you could find it as easily as you found my boarding place in magazine? 4 of us stay here. We have twins from Georgia, but Miss Foster's cook says they don't look any more alike than my roommate and I do. I hardly agree with her, however. All of the teachers are about my age, and I like every one of them. There is a revival meeting going on at the Baptist Church now, so you see we have somewhere to go every night. Had a letter from Clara Davis this a.m., and it almost made me homesick. She told me about you being in Hartford. How often do you go? When I started here, I came back to Lula's and stayed a while with her. Have I told you how very much I like her husband in spite of the fact that he is lots older than she? He is a very nice cousin to have. I don't have any news. I just wanted to write. We are going downtown in a few minutes to the formal opening of our largest department store. Doesn't that sound big? Are you having to work very hard these days? Always, Dooley. September 14th, 1923. Haleyville, Alabama. Wednesday evening. Dearest Jess, instead of going to church tonight, I stayed at home and played rook. See how I am sliding back? The game was quite interesting. Since Mr. Foster and I won, my roommate had a date and one of the twins had to grade papers. So the other twin played with Mrs. Foster and found that they were no rook players at all. At all. I was tired tonight as I taught at the Northwest High School today. It is a Methodist high school. Have I told you about teaching there? It is out from town, and it seems a long distance as I have a hill to climb. But I had much rather go there 2 days than be doing nothing. The other days I teach at Haleyville High, so you see, I am busy. And you say that my letter came just when you wanted it most. I am glad. Think I am getting in an extra one tonight, am I not? But I have been waiting to see you. Honest. This is a poor substitute for talking to you, but I guess it is the best I can do. I'm glad you go to see Clara Marie when you are in Hartford. But she had better be careful about letting you read my letters. What did I say that was so awful? I want to know because I can't think of a thing I have done. Have you seen Mother since she came home? Is Charles working now? Have you realized that you never tell me a thing about yourself? I mean, pertaining to your work. You know I am slightly interested. Do they keep you real busy, or do you have time to loaf a lot? Always Dooley, added later. Thursday afternoon. This morning I had 1 hour of leisure, so I went to church. Prepare yourself for a shock. The singer asked to come to see me this afternoon. Imagine it. Am I not nice to tell you about it? Dooley, Haleyville, Alabama, October 3rd, 1923. Dearest Jess, you know Wednesdays are my off days, and it gives me a chance to catch up with my letter writing. We have been ever so busy this week practicing a new play. It is Mrs. and Mr. Jolly Jacks, and is given by the Music Study Club. Have you ever seen it? It is cute as can be, and we have lots of fun practicing, but it takes every minute of our time. Even at noon after school and again at night. It will be given Friday night. Wish us luck that we will make lots of money. Monday night we had an old fiddlers' convention at the schoolhouse. Several fiddlers were expected, but only 3 came, and of course their program was rather short. I was downtown practicing the play when a member of the school board came after me. He said the expression teacher and I would have to give a few numbers to make the program long enough. I'll admit that it was sudden, but I went on and did my best. You don't know how glad I was that I had worked up a few numbers since I came. If it had been when I first arrived in Haleyville, I would have absolutely refused. Our Georgia teachers had a friend from home come to see them the other night. Georgia isn't as far away as Arkansas, is it? Did I tell you about the wiener roast we had last Thursday night? It was a Methodist SS class, but I was invited and we had the best time ever. The moon was so pretty and we played rook. Can you imagine it on a SS picnic? I believe that is all that has taken place since I wrote to you. I'm glad you saw Sissy and old Liz when you were in LR. And I am repairing until yet that Liz and Bill have made up. Don't you know she is supremely happy? Shirley would like to hear her rave, because I know she could do it to perfection now. Don't be alarmed about the singer. He's gone now. But did I not tell you how I liked him? I didn't like him at all. And don't be worried about anyone I've met since I left home, 'cause I still think an awful lot of you. Listen, please don't ask me again for a picture. I just can't bring myself to the point of having some made. You know how I detest doing that. I shouldn't have made the promise at all, even though I didn't make it seriously. Just try real hard, and perhaps you can remember how I looked, and I have changed very little. If you can't remember, just catch a train for Haleyville and see for yourself. Always, Dooley P.S. How does your mother like living in Fort Smith? Hope they all like it there. Is Maud going to school and studying music? Tell me something about them. Haleyville, Alabama, October 18th, 1923. Dearest Jess, I am writing during the noon hour at school. This is Miss McDuffie's week on duty at noon hour, but I am playing while she goes home for lunch. You see, we live so close that we can easily work it that way, and both of us can have a warm lunch. Only I don't have to be on duty at all. Ain't I glad I'm a music teacher? Our Mrs. and Mr. Jolly Jacks was quite a success, and we gave it both Friday and Saturday nights. Made $394. The money goes on our new opera chairs that we have in the auditorium. That kept us so busy all last week that we went to town only once, but we have made up for lost time this week. Every night this week, I will be going to school. You remember the class Miss Barlow taught in the Sunday school manual? Well, I took the first division of the book then, and now I have an opportunity to study the second division. I think I shall study the third part at home, let this teacher give me an exam and get my diploma. Wouldn't that be nice? It's more fun to go to school here than it was to Miss Barlow. We have a 30-minute lesson period, then serve refreshments, play a few games, and then go back for another 30-minute lesson. Then 2. We have a much larger class than she had. Don't you wish you were here? By the way, have you joined the church since you moved to Fort Smith? Of course you will, because you would enjoy going there. I'm bad about D and JC. Are either of them broken-hearted? Maybe they will try to patch it up, and as all love stories end, get married and live happily ever afterward. Do you ever see our friend Mary Hamilton when you go to Hartford? Wish you would remind Maud that she promised to write to me when she got to Fort Smith and started with her music. If she's too busy, then you may tell me the names of her study books in pieces, if she has any yet. I'm interested, that's all. I'd give anything if I had my Hartford bunch here to teach. My pupils are sweet as can be, but they just haven't the stuff that my class last year had. I'd like to know right now what every one of them are studying. No, indeed, I have not quit Arkansas for keeps, even though I do not plan to go home. It is a long time before Christmas, and I may be homesick by that time. If I am not, then I am not going home. Because how can I afford to do that when I want to go to California next summer, go to school next winter, and a dozen different things? Thursday, have just had a letter from Clara Marie saying that if I don't come home Christmas, that she is coming to see me. Won't that be nice? She told me about a James Friday being hurt too. Isn't that terrible? I could just weep. The Methodists are having a calendar party tonight. Miss McDuffie and I are on the program for a duet. Guess I'll have to miss school one night. Had a letter from our friend John Bailey today. You had better watch out, or he will beat your time yet. Always Dooley.
Welcome back. If you'd like to hear more voices from the past, please follow and subscribe to the Letter Archive wherever you get your podcasts. To see these letters, photographs, and more, please visit theletterarchive.com. The Dooley story continues. The past has more to say.